Llamar can also mean to name. Okay, so you got a pet and you need to name the pet. You can use this verb in that situation. Or I don't know, we could be talking about also your children. If you when babies get born, you need to give them a name. So you can use the verb llamar in that situation as well. Or it can be used when you're asking someone's name. So it can be also used in that situation. Very common situation. So let's see how we can use this verb in that specific or in that kind of situations. ¿Cómo te llamas? Very basic Spanish question. And this means, what's your name? I mean, if we literally translate this question, it's how people call you, right? Or what's your name? That's not that literal, because name is nombre, mi nombre, my name. Okay, but we're using the verb llamar if you want to ask what's your name in Spanish. Also, you can ask ¿cuál es tu nombre? What's your name? That's a more literal translation of the question, what's your name? But this is another common way to ask someone, their name. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? I know ¿cómo means how in Spanish. But remember, we cannot translate every single Spanish word from Spanish into English. That doesn't work. So in certain situations, when you want to ask certain things, you will not use, or you can use que all the time when you have what, right? So in this situation, you need como. See, if you say ¿qué te llamas? If you say ¿qué?, which is what in Spanish, right? ¿Qué te llamas? That doesn't make any sense. So just be aware of that. So como, you need como, and you need an accent mark as well. You don't change the pronunciation with accent mark, without the accent mark, unless no, you don't change it. Usually it has the accent mark here. Sometimes it doesn't. It means how. Either way, the pronunciation is the same with or without the accent mark. Te, my God, te is another word that can mean different things. It's a pronoun and it means you, to you in some situations, for you, your as well. So your is what it means right here. Your, como te. I know it's weird. Llamas, it's this verb right here, conjugated, of course, but it doesn't translate. This is nombre. We don't have nombre, and you can't use nombre in this question. Como te nombre, that doesn't make any sense. So you need the verb llamar, because you want to know, the name, but somehow you need the verb llamar. It is what it is. That's how Spanish works as well. Sometimes you just have to learn questions and pretty much memorize them, because if you try to understand them, sometimes they don't make sense. And it's the same in English. There's some things that make no sense, but they are like that. So you have to learn that, right? So ¿cómo te llamas? Is a common way to ask someone, what's your name? What's your name? And you can say me llamo. Okay, me llamo. Me llamo. So let me just remove the question here. The answer can be me llamo. Me llamo, and we're still using the verb llamar, by the way. Me llamo Miguel, for example, right? You can't just replace Miguel with your name and that's it. You're saying my name is. You can also say mi nombre es, which is a literal translation of my name is. But keep in mind that there's different ways to say the same thing in Spanish. So me llamo is a common thing to say in Spanish, and that means, or it's similar to saying my name is. Okay? Mi nombre es. That's the literal translation of my name is. Okay? Mi nombre es Miguel. My name is Miguel. And yeah, it works. It works. It's the same thing, but there's two different ways to say the same thing. Interesting. I know. So remember, ¿cómo te llamas means what's your name? And we're using the verb llamar. So when asking about names, when you want to say to name in Spanish, llamar is the verb you want. Now, let me show you another example using llamar. Decidieron llamar a su cachorro Max. Decidieron llamar a su cachorro Max. This means they decided to name their puppy Max. Okay, so we're talking about a situation where someone has a puppy and they need to find a name for, the puppy, and the name is Max. Now, let's break this down. Decidieron comes from the verb decidir, which means to decide. Okay, it could also mean to choose. Decide ya. Choose now, right? Similar to saying that. Similar to saying pick, to pick. You need to pick something. Like, I don't know what to do. Should I pick this one or this other one? So you can use the verb decidir. For that, you make up your mind. When you make up your mind, when you decide what you want to do. So, decidieron, you can actually, you have the verb conjugated for the personal pronoun ellos or ellas. So, ellos decidieron, ellas decidieron. Ellos is masculine, but it could also refer to, I don't know, a mixed group or a couple. Same masculine or mixed, okay? Or ellas means this, that's female for they, okay? So ellos is if you have males or mixed people, like females or males, and ellas is just feminine. So we don't have it here. Because you don't need personal pronouns all the time in Spanish unless you want to be very specific. So decidieron in general means they decided. It's conjugated in preterite tense, past tense. Llamar a, we have llamar a here as well, and it means to name. So sometimes you will have this specifically when you have, you have the person who gets the name, you have it in the sentence. So, or in the situation, the puppy, right? So, llamar a. Llamar a, you will need to use a, okay, to make it sound complete. Pretty much you're adding more to the sentence when you have a. So in this situation, we have su cachorro. Su cachorro. Su means their. Cachorro means puppy. Oh, cachorro. Puppy. Puppy. And we have Max. Max, same name. Cachorro. Cachorro. I love the sound of that word. That means puppy. You can also say cachorrito, which is like you're using the diminutive. You're pretty much saying little puppy, right? Cachorrito. So you need to replace this with an ITO, with the ITO letters. Cachorrito, little puppy. Or cachorro, puppy, just puppy. Okay, so we have llamar in the sentence as well, and it means to name. We could change this, cachorro. We could change cachorro, of course. We could be talking about a person, a baby, right? Decidieron llamar a su hijo Miguel, okay? Decidieron llamar a su hijo Miguel. And you're saying here, they decided to name their son Miguel, okay? Hijo means son. And Miguel, well, that's just a name. That's just a name. So remember, llamar can also mean to name. You could be talking about people or pets as well, okay? And it's a common verb to use to ask, what's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? Okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.